Her name is Han Seo-yoon. Every morning, she doesn't wake up like a normal teenager. She wakes up to walls completely covered in thousands of sticky notes. A tragic car accident destroyed her memory. Her hippocampus was permanently damaged, trapping her forever in a life that lasts only a single day. Every time she closes her eyes to sleep, her world is completely wiped clean. His memory returns to the moment just before the car accident happened, erasing everything that happened afterward. Therefore, he keeps a journal for the days ahead, so he can stay up to date with what's going on in his world. However, their second encounter is filled with dramatic awkwardness. When Jae-won arrives at school, he sees his deskmate being tormented by bullies. Desperate to stand up for his friend, Jae-won accepts an absurd bet. To confess his love to Han So-yoon.
내가? 쟤한테? 왜?
During the lunch break, Jae-won approaches So-yoon to carry out his promise and stop his friend from being bullied. He, along with everyone else watching, waited to see So-yoon expressionlessly walk away as usual. But So-yoon just quietly looked at the boy before her, who was so nervous he didn't even know where to put his hands. And then, she gently nodded her head.
나랑 사귈래?
그래,
그래. 어? 네?
좋아. 사귀자.
At that moment, the sunlight was just right, and the breeze was gentle. But inside So-yoon's heart lay a silent wasteland, because she knew that for someone with no tomorrow, any fresh beginning was nothing more than a luxury borrowed from fate, and ready to be reclaimed at any time. After school, Seo-yoon came to Jae-won's classroom, just as they had agreed.
김재원, 맞지?
맞아.
2학년 2반 김재원. 내 남친은...
남친? 나?
뭐야, 네가 먼저 고백했잖아. 안 그래? 남친아?
Jae-won's face flushed bright red as he incoherently explained the truth behind his confession. He admitted that he was only forced into it to protect his friend from being bullied. But hearing this clumsy, honest explanation, Seo-yoon found herself unexpectedly drawn to him even more. Seo-yoon looked at him, her expression softening into a rare, gentle gaze. She quietly admitted that she didn't like him either. She just wanted to try dating as a way to experience something entirely new in her life.
조건이 있어.
Before they walked out of the classroom together, Seo-yoon laid down 3 strict conditions for their contract relationship. First, they were to keep their communication brief and only talk when necessary. Second, they must never speak to each other at school until the day was completely over. And third, the most crucial rule of all, they were strictly forbidden from actually falling in love with one another. With those boundaries set, their strange artificial romance officially began. After entering the relationship, Seo-yoon acted like a diligent investigator. Holding her phone, she questioned Jae-won about every single detail, no matter how trivial. She typed furiously, capturing his height, his favorite song, his hobbies, his favorite season, and even his favorite number. At first, Jae-won found it strange, and even a bit cute.
최애 아이돌은?
아이돌도
없어?
Curious, he asked her why she felt the need to record everything on her phone without missing a single word. Seo-yoon merely smiled, an unspeakable sorrow flashing deep within her eyes. She didn't dare tell Jae-won that if she didn't record it, when the sun rose tomorrow, he would completely vanish from her world, like a dream that had never existed. Breaking the heavy silence on the bus, So-yoon turned to him again, her fingers poised over the screen, and asked him what sports he liked. He casually claimed he didn't like sports because sweating was too troublesome. Seo-yoon teased him for being even more obsessed with cleanliness than a girl, never noticing the fleeting loneliness hidden in the depths of Jae-won's eyes as he spoke. Everyone assumed it was just a teenager's quirk, never knowing that this phrase, afraid of sweating, was the most cruel foreshadowing planted by fate. To abide by the first rule of pretending not to know each other, Jae-won would watch with his own eyes in the cafeteria as Seo-yoon walked past, laughing and chatting with friends, yet he didn't dare to look up and greet her. They could only save all their anticipation for the setting sun after school. Seo-yoon took Jae-won along, stepping into the most brilliant colors of her otherwise limited life. They went to the arcade together, cheering and shouting in front of the claw machine for a single plushie. They went to the supermarket together, challenging the spiciest fire noodles even as tears streamed down from the heat. They took one funny, goofy photo sticker after another and left behind shy yet sincere voices inside a tiny karaoke booth. Every single moment was carefully written by Seo Yoon into her diary. To her, this was not just a happiness she wanted to hold on to, but a relationship manual prepared for herself to reread every single day. And Jae-won, within this romance where they met once a day, also loved clumsily, yet with all his might. He would meticulously prepare for their very first formal date invitation. When the two of them shed their school uniforms and appeared before each other in casual clothes for the first time, the fluttering excitement unique to new lovers practically filled the air. They went to the seaside, sitting together on the grass under a gentle breeze. For the first time, Seo Yoon tasted the bento box that Jae-won had lovingly made with his own hands. The waves, the breeze, and the light in the boy's eyes. Everything was as beautiful as a dream from which she never wanted to wake up. Seo Yoon felt that their hearts had never been closer than in this exact moment. On the bus ride back to the city, an exhausted Seo Yoon fell asleep, leaning against Jae-won's shoulder. But when she opened her eyes once more and saw him right beside her, gazing at her so tenderly, her eyes were filled with nothing but panic and unfamiliarity. Treating him like a malicious stalker, she screamed and fled off the bus. Jae-won froze for a second, then immediately chased after her. He shouted her name, desperately trying to explain, but Seo Yoon couldn't hear him.
왜 그래?
Jae-won wanted to keep chasing her, but a sudden, sharp pang of agony gripped his heart, forcing him to hunch over and halt in his tracks. He collapsed onto the cold pavement, gasping for air as he clutched his chest in excruciating pain. When he had casually claimed he didn't like sports because it was a hassle, it wasn't about trouble at all. It was because he was born with a severe, terminal heart defect. His fragile heart was a ticking time bomb, completely incapable of handling any physical strain, let alone a single desperate sprint driven by love. Every doctor had warned him that running could literally kill him, yet he had completely ignored his own survival just to chase after her. On the other side, a panicked and helpless Seo Yoon immediately called her best friend. Following Jimin's reminder, Seo Yoon opened her phone with trembling hands. The densely written words in her diary were like cold, hard fragments of reality, forcefully piecing together a past with Jae-won that she could no longer feel. Guilt and sorrow instantly overwhelmed her. When Jae-won finally dragged his exhausted body back to his front door, he found Seo Yoon waiting, her eyes red from crying. In that moment, seeing her tears, all his own grievances and pain completely vanished. Through her sobs, word by word, Seo Yoon finally confessed everything about her illness. She told him that she knew she was sick, yet she still accepted his confession just to experience something new. She felt like she was using him, like she was only holding him back. But Jae-won merely looked at her, his voice soft and gentle. "Every single day I spend with you makes me so happy," he said. "I don't want to change our relationship, and I certainly don't want you to carry a painful memory." His words were like a beam of light breaking through Seo Yoon's bleak, endless winter. She had always thought her condition would eventually scare everyone away. She never expected that this boy, knowing everything, would still choose to stay right by her side. Then, Jae-won made a heartbreaking request. He gently asked her not to write anything about tonight in her diary. He wanted her to wake up tomorrow with no memory of her guilt, no memory of this painful confession. He wanted their relationship to continue just as it had been, simple, happy, and unburdened. He asked her to promise him. And with a heavy heart, holding back her tears, Seo Yoon agreed. Early the next morning, Jae-won waited anxiously at the school gate. It wasn't until he saw Seo Yoon walking toward him, wearing her usual bright smile, that the heavy weight in his heart finally lifted. He knew she had kept her promise, She hadn't written about yesterday's pain in her diary. Her world had successfully reset to its beautiful, unburdened state. From that day forward, Jae-won made a silent vow. He would fill every single day of Seo-yoon's life with absolute joy, making sure her every present moment was something worth holding on to. Their romance became a single-day limited relay race. Every time the sun rose, they had to get to know each other again, and fall in love all over again. And in his own quiet, steadfast way, Jae-won protected the girl who would forget him every single day. He would take her to the seaside to watch the tide rise and fall, naturally bending down to tie her shoelaces whenever they came undone. Whenever she felt distressed about her broken memory, he would gently comfort her.
내일의 너도 내가 즐겁게 해줄게.
뭐야? 느끼해.
그래 싫어?
아니 싫은 건 아닌데 너무 느끼하잖아.
Promising that it was okay, because tomorrow, he would just get to know her all over again, and fall in love with her all over again. True love isn't always found in grand, passionate vows. It hides in the tiny, mundane details of life. Jae-won's love was like the sea breeze, gentle yet unwavering, completely enveloping Seo-yoon's world. Yet the more time they spent together, the more terrified Seo-yoon became. The happier and more precious their moments felt, the more agonizing the pain of forgetting would be the next morning. She began to fear sleep. She dreaded that closing her eyes meant losing everything in front of her. To hold on to her fleeting happiness for just a second longer, she started staying awake frantically, forcing her eyes wide open to fight off sleep. Even when her very soul trembled with exhaustion, her eyes sore and brimming with tears, she would squeeze out a weak smile as long as Jae-won was beside her, pretending to be full of energy. As the summer break approached, the two of them seemingly shared the same thought, preparing the exact same gift for each other, a handmade plush toy. Holding the plushie made by Seo-yoon, Jae-won's face lit up with pleasant surprise. Seo-yoon smiled, explaining that she used to have a real artistic streak, but had completely forgotten how to draw after the accident. Catching on to this, Jae-won brought up the concept of procedural memory. He explained that even if the brain can't recall certain memories, the body still remembers. Just like riding a bike or swimming, even if you forget how you learned it, the body forms an instinct. Those words struck Seo-yoon like a bolt of lightning. She suddenly realized that even if her brain couldn't remember Jae-won or their love, she could force her body to remember. She could turn this love into an instinct, etched directly into her blood and bones. From that day forward, Seo-yoon began to practice drawing desperately. Staring at Jae-won's photograph, she traced his eyes, his brows, and the contours of his face over and over again. She wanted to engrave his appearance into her soul before her brain was wiped clean every night. She wanted to ensure that even if the day came when she completely forgot his name and their past, her hand would still be able to draw his face purely by instinct. As their days together multiplied, their rooms became filled with keepsakes, every single object harboring their love and the memories they shared. Jae-won, too, had long since fallen completely and deeply. Even knowing his own fragile heart was on a countdown, he only wanted to stay by her side through every remaining tomorrow. The grand fireworks festival became the most brilliant moment of their romance. Fireworks burst across the night sky, illuminating the darkness in multicolored lights, reflecting perfectly on their faces. Mustering his courage, Jae-won reached out and held Seo-yoon's hand. She didn't pull away. She simply held on tight. Gazing up at the sky full of fireworks, Seo-yoon prayed fervently in her heart. She hoped time could freeze right at this instant. She hoped she would never have to fall asleep again. And she desperately hoped that tomorrow's self could somehow remember this night, and remember the boy standing beside her.
나 세 번째 조건을 어긴 것 같아.
나는 어긴 지 오래야.
Could you stop this night? Stop time to keep it like this forever. Oh, could you stop this night? Stop time to keep it like this forever.
That gentle, profound kiss shattered the final rule Seo Yoon had set. Absolutely no real feelings. In the end, they had both fallen hopelessly in love. The magnificent fireworks served as the most beautiful backdrop for their romance. Yet the heavy hand of fate never shows mercy simply because something is beautiful. One morning, Seo Yoon woke up just like any other day, piecing her life back together using the sticky notes plastered all over her room. But when she arrived at school, she discovered that their lively group of 4 had dwindled to a lonely trio. Haewon's seat was completely empty, glaringly conspicuous. To make matters worse, the couple's keychain that Jaewon had gifted her was now hanging on her best friend Jimin's backpack. As it turned out, on an ordinary afternoon after school, the boy who always smiled and claimed he was afraid of sweating ultimately failed to outrun death. Jaewon passed away unexpectedly due to a sudden heart attack. Because Seo Yoon's memory was still being wiped clean every single day, she continued to eat her breakfast and go to school as if nothing had ever happened. She was completely unaware of what she had lost. She had no idea that the boy who loved her with everything he had was gone forever. Yet the truth was far more heartbreaking than death itself. Upon learning that his condition was rapidly worsening, Jaewon had privately approached Jimin. With a tone that was practically pleading, he left behind a final wish. A wish so humble, it was agonizing. Jimin struggled in deep agony for a long time, torn between her best friend's right to know and the final wish of the deceased. On one hand was Seo Yoon. Jimin desperately wanted her to remember the boy who loved her, to remember the beautiful romance they shared. But on the other hand was Jaewon. His final wish was filled with nothing but pure heartache and a desperate, reluctant need to protect Seo Yoon from the pain of his death. In the end, Jimin chose to respect Jaewon's decision. She secretly modified Seo Yoon's diary, deleting every single word concerning Jaewon. She hid their photographs, their keepsakes, and tampered with Seo Yoon's carefully constructed world. In a single night, the name Kim Jaewon was completely formatted from Seo Yoon's existence, as if he had never appeared in her life at all. Jimin thought this would finally free Seo Yoon from the pain. But she forgot one crucial thing. Some love is etched directly into the blood and bones. Even if the brain forgets, the body will still remember. Even if the words were erased and the memories tampered with, Seo Yoon's body still betrayed her wiped mind. Her earphones would unconsciously loop Jaewon's favorite song. When she bent down to tie her shoes, her fingertips would naturally form the special knot that he had taught her. And even though she couldn't remember who taught her, she would spend days and nights sketching on blank paper, tracing the portrait of an unfamiliar boy with clear eyes and brows, bringing him to life line by line. Without knowing who this boy was, tears would invariably stream down her face whenever she looked at the drawing. Is it more painful to be the one who remembers forever, or the one who forgets, yet remains bound by a love that leaves them weeping? The answer is hidden in every tear, and perhaps no one can truly answer it. As the days passed one by one, Seo Yoon's life seemed peaceful on the surface, yet her heart always felt uncomfortably empty, as if a vital piece of her soul were missing forever. Until one morning, over breakfast, Seo Yoon absent-mindedly recalled a small detail from the day before. She immediately went to her doctor, who called it a miracle. For some reason, his emotional wound slowly began to heal, and his condition actually improved. Overjoyed, Seo Yoon immediately called Jimin to share the good news. But for Jimin, the news brought a paralyzing wave of shock. On one hand, she was thrilled her best friend was recovering. On the other, she was terrified of her lie being exposed. Sometime later, when Jimin stepped into Seo Yoon's room once more, she saw the walls completely covered in portraits. In that moment, her tightly strained psychological defenses completely collapsed. Those portraits were all of Jaewon's face, one after another, plastered all over the room like memorial photographs. Only then did Jimin truly understand. Jaewon had never actually vanished from Seo-yoon's world. He was simply hidden deep within her blood and bones, hidden deep within her instincts. As it turns out, some love truly can transcend memory, becoming etched into one's very core. Even if the brain forgets, the heart will always remember. Upon returning home, Jimin pulled out the hidden memories from beneath her bed. Diaries, photographs, keepsakes, and sticky notes. Every single item was saturated with Jaewon's love and drenched in Seo-yoon's yearning. She knew it was finally time to return these memories to where they belonged. The next day, Jimin placed everything into Seo-yoon's hands. As Seo-yoon flipped through them one by one, her forgotten past began to resurface bit by bit. Then, she picked up a tiny sticky note, one she had once written to herself. But on the back, there was a line written in Jaewon's small handwriting. "Do not forget Kim Jaewon." Those few words acted like a key, unlocking Seo-yoon's long-buried memories and unveiling a hidden truth. Their collision on the bus had never been their first encounter. Long ago in the hospital, they had already been tightly bound together by the red thread of fate. Seo-yoon's car accident and Jaewon's failing heart had brought them together in those very halls. It was just that Seo-yoon had forgotten, while Jaewon had remembered all along. So when Jaewon confessed his feelings to her, her acceptance was never a spur-of-the-moment impulse. It was a deliberate arrangement of fate. It was a familiarity etched into her very bones that made her instinctively choose to take his hand. Seo-yoon arrived at Jaewon's house. Jaewon's father quietly placed his son's belongings into her hands. Among them was a tablet computer. He told her that all of Jaewon's remaining secrets were hidden inside. Bringing the tablet with her, Seo-yoon went back to the seaside meadow of their very first date. Sitting in the exact same spot as before, she turned on the device. Inside, there were no earth-shattering vows or dramatic speeches. There were only the countless little moments of her that Jaewon had secretly captured. Candid videos of her smiling under the golden sunlight. Every single frame harbored a love that Jaewon had never spoken aloud. Every single instant represented the time belonging to them that he had tried with all his might to hold on to. As she watched those images, all her memories rushed back into her heart in an instant. The past that had been forgotten, erased, and hidden away, it had all finally come back. Clutching the tablet tightly to her chest, she broke down, weeping bitterly on the seaside grass. Her cries were completely swallowed by the ocean breeze, yet the vast sea could not hide the despair and yearning deep within her heart. She finally remembered. She remembered her boy. She remembered Kim Jaewon, the one who loved her to his very core, yet remained forever frozen in the summer of his 17th year. This movie uses the most extreme premise to give us the gentlest slap in the face, while also giving us the most profound embrace. It tells us that the essence of love is never memory, but instinct. We always assume that loving someone means remembering everything about them, remembering their birthday, their preferences, and every single anniversary. But this story cruelly demonstrates that memory is such a fragile thing. A car accident, an unexpected mishap, or even just the passage of time can easily wipe it away. If love existed only within the brain's hippocampus, it would be destined to be completely washed away by the tide of oblivion. Yet, truly unforgettable love is never held inside the brain. It lives in the fingertips. Even if I forget your name, my hand will still draw your silhouette. It lives in the heartbeat. Even if I forget your face, my chest will still skip a beat upon meeting you. It lives in every unconscious hum, in every habitual movement, and within those tears that stream down for reasons unexplained. Tell the story with heart. Tell the story with sincerity. I'm Pixielow, journeying with you so we both may grow. See you in the next video.